Modern technology. Don't you just absolutely hate it? Sorry about that. We are back with what is the unexpected part 2 of Hypnosis Week 5 on some tips for hypnotic inductions. Thank you to everyone who was with us before. I will, of course, as soon as I can, get these videos so they're both on YouTube, so that when you search for Hypnosis Week 5, you'll be able to find Hypnosis Week 5 Part 1 and Hypnosis Week 5 Part 2, which is this part. And as people just realise that, hey, he's back, because unfortunately we got lost, I'll just recap that obviously if you watch part 1 of the video, when we finish this broadcast in about 15 minutes, underneath this video will be part 1 of Hypnosis Week 5, which was tonight, started tonight. But part 1 of this video will be below this one, and we advise you, if you weren't watching the first part, to watch that after you've watched this final part. So just to recap, that's the mini bullet torch, 6 lights, boom, very bright. But the mini clip-on LED spotlight is even more wonderful because it's beautifully shaped already to make it easy to hold behind your hand and be able to just flick it back with your finger, which pushes the power switch on, so you can release it and there's a light, and then you can come back with your finger, push it and release, and it's off. If that doesn't make sense to you and you're wondering what the heck's have these got to do with hypnotic inductions, then to learn about Hypnotron, we suggest that you look at Hypnosis Week 5 Part 1, which will be below this video when this broadcast ends, and on YouTube will be entitled Hypnosis Week 5 Part 1, whereas this will be titled Hypnosis Week 5 Part 2. So, thank you very much indeed. A quick recap, and that is the titles of the videos you want to look at on YouTube are Jonathan Royle, hands over face induction, for the demonstration of me showing you on somebody how to make the guaranteed locked hands turn into a rapid induction. The Jonathan Royle falling backwards induction, search that on YouTube and you'll see the classic hypnotist making people fall backwards into their arms induction, which is the one where Hypnotron is particularly useful, but this can be useful in any of them. You know, if you suddenly have got someone like that, suddenly get a blinding flash of light in their eyes at the same time as you go, sleep! It can be the sensory overload they need with the confusion and disorientation to help bypass the critical faculty analytical area and get them into hypnosis, if you believe in that. And the final video is the light in heavy hands hypnosis induction. So you search for Jonathan Royle, light in heavy hands induction, and that will show you that. In other words, it will show you how easy it is to take any of the suggestibility tests we taught you, and we taught you about half a dozen of them, locking their eyes together, making them move around further on week 2, and you can watch that video searching Hypnosis Week 2 on YouTube. And it's dead easy just to basically turn any of them into induction techniques, because essentially you tell people when they're going to go to sleep, when their body's going to become loose, limp, like a rag doll, so they know when to react, arguably. That's kind of what's going on, and you put them in that position where just so long as they use their powers of intelligence, imagination and concentration effectively, then it will be wonderful for them. Little tips is with hypnotic inductions when putting people to sleep. Just as you put a baby down to sleep, I always count the numbers backwards. So 10 down to 1, 3 down to 1. So the numbers go backwards, the numbers go down. So in itself, it's a suggestion of going down to sleep. And whenever you're waking people up, it's like getting up in the morning, waking up in the morning, the numbers go upwards. So that's in itself a suggestion of waking upwards. Once you've hypnotised someone and got them to close their eyes, the very first thing I ever say to people is, if it's a stage show, I say I'm talking to everybody on the stage, or if it's therapy, I say I'm talking to you now. And the major suggestion I give them is that just so long as you keep your eyes tightly closed from this We lost that for a second, but I'm back. I say to them, just so long as you keep your eyes tightly closed at all times, unless I say otherwise, then this work we do here today together will be 1,000,000% successful for you, which in therapy means keep your eyes closed, otherwise it's not going to work. Which, because they paid you £500 or $800, for example, as I teach in my courses, then they will ultimately keep their eyes closed. And as long as they do, and you follow my complete mind therapy structure as taught in my courses, then they will go to sleep. And when you have to really wake them up at the end, they'll believe they've had the magic juju, the lucky woo-woo, and got into that weird magical state they perceived hypnosis to be, thus meaning they will believe that you work some magic, and they'll walk out of there and their life will be changed for the better, just as it is for hundreds of people around the world every day who are treated by my students, whose testimonials you can see at www.ultimatehypnosiscourse.com, where you'll also find details of my next live training event taking place in September, September the 10th and September the 11th. That's Saturday the 10th and Sunday the 11th of September 2016 in Castleton near Rochdale in Greater Manchester, England. Full details are there, and there's currently a special offer where you can get all your hypnotherapy websites for free. So go and have a look at it, ultimatehypnosiscourse.com. So yeah, let me now, just on my computer, because there were a load of questions came in, but I can't see them on there anymore, because obviously this is part 2 of the video. The questions will be underneath part 1 of this video, which is below this one. And if you're watching this on one of my Facebook pages or groups, then you really need to pop over to facebook.com, Alex the Hypnotist, where the questions will be underneath the video. So let me look. I've already answered quite a few of these, but let me have a look. I love that. John King said, the media doesn't brainwash anyone, you daft conspiracy theorist. Yeah, nice joke, John. Either that or you're one of the sheeple. I don't know. We answered Peter's. James McFarlane asked, are you going to do a speed seduction course? Ross Jeffries is no longer on the scene. He is actually. He was in London either last week or it's next week. Can't remember, but either he's just been or he's just come with a new code, Hypnotic Seduction, which is on his website of speedseduction.com. Tell Ross Jeffries I sent you. I might do it at some point in the future, but you know, I really did cover it in quite a lot of depth in my erotic hypnosis training seminar that's available on video at my website, and also in my audio training sessions that are available on my website, which you can see at magicalguru.com. Click on the shop and go to the selfie store and they're in there. Video is frozen, sorry about that, it packed up, but we're back again. Okay, there's probably questions galore. I'm looking at, yeah, people have been commenting in other groups and on pages. They'll just have to wait to get a typewritten response. So yeah, in a nutshell, the key message I want to give you today, because I'm not with you physically, so I can't, you know, demonstrate on you. You learn better if I demonstrate on you, you would do. But second best to that is see me demonstrate it on somebody. That's why I say go on youtube.com and search for Jonathan Royle Falling Backwards Induction, watch that. And search for Jonathan Royle Hands Over Face Induction and watch that. And watch Jonathan Royle Light and Heavy Hands. And then if you really want to complete your education in rapid and instant inductions, to learn how to be able to hypnotise anyone, anytime, any place, anywhere for stage, street or clinical hypnotherapy purposes, then I recommend my rapid and instant hypnotic inductions toolkit. It's almost 12 hours of really clear quality video training. It's basically the entire footage of 2 separate one-day training events. You'll learn dozens of techniques, literally any induction you've ever seen used by Paul McKenna, myself, Tom Silver, Justin Trant, Sean Michael Andrews, Richard Barker. You think of the hypnotist and an induction they've used, and I guarantee I'll have taught it in the Rapid and Instant Induction Toolkit, which retails normally at $297 United States dollars, but currently is on my website at special offer at $97. But for you guys and girls, for this week only, if you go to hypnosisweek.co.uk until midnight on Saturday next week, which will be, give me 1 second, next week will be Saturday the 30th of July. I just looked at the calendar. Okay, until midnight on Saturday the 30th of July 2016, you guys and girls who watched this video as a kind of thank you can get another 70% off that already discounted price. So you can get those almost 12 hours of video learning dozens of rapid and instant induction techniques, all of which are guaranteed to work the vast majority of time on the vast majority of people, because they involve elements of physiological and physical tricks that are guaranteed to work every time, so that when you combine that with your verbal suggestions, the people think, you know what they said to me before would happen, happened. And it will have done, because it was a physical or physiological trick. So they'll stop analysing it, and you'll bypass that critical faculty, get a new set of teeth, that critical faculty analytical area of the brain, and you'll be straight in there in seconds, and you'll have them in deep, deep, deep hypnosis. Well, you'll have them very cooperative, because they'll have that experience of being so disorientated, confused, sensory overload, that they'll be straight in there. Everything you ever need to know is in that package, and you can get it for this next week for less than $30. It's $29 and something cents, which is equivalent to about £22 sterling. Okay, so if you're thinking, can I afford that? Well, you can't afford not to, really, because after next Saturday at midnight, it would cost you $300, because it will also have gone up on my normal website. So treat yourself, grab that, go to hypnosisweek.co.uk, or you can go to hypnosisweek.com and click on Offer of the Week. If you're watching this video months down the line, that offer won't be available anymore. You should have been watching this live. But please do have a look in my store at magicalguru.com. Thanks for watching. Next week we'll be here at 9 PM, 2100 hours UK time. And the subject matter's going to be crafty techniques for hypnotherapists to guarantee that people stop smoking, lose weight, and overcome their phobias and other issues. Techniques for therapists. Next Sunday, the 31st of July 2016 at 9 PM. Be there or be somewhere else. Good night.